Mile marker 493. It's roughly 260 miles north of Austin. It's looking to the north towards Gainesville and the Texas state line. You can see the back of our sharp sign up there by the arrow board. This section does not yet have a traffic monitoring installation at it. They haven't gotten an opportunity yet to come out and install it, but they do plan on having that done here in the near future. This section is fairly new. It was just open to traffic early last year. I've touched up the markings here. You can see that the markings that the state did were with yellow striping paint. We don't have our right-of-way sign or our delineators out here, but we were just discussing that, and those should be getting taken care of. It is pretty interesting to try and find transverse cracks on this test section. It's got so much texture to it that they get lost in the pavement. Looking back, you can see where they're at just from the discoloration. And if you look close enough, you'll see them hidden in there. But it does take some work. I venture to guess that Pasco probably won't notice a lot of them, but they're there. It also helps Larry's got some markings out there when he was doing the FWD testing, and that does help to highlight some of them. We're at mile marker 493. Station 1. Again, you can see that the cracks are very visible looking back over them, but when you walk into them, it's kind of, they get lost in the texture pretty much. Typically there's a crack about every 6 to 7 feet. We did find a couple places where there were several in a row within, say, 10 feet, maybe one every 2.5 to 3 feet. But that is pretty rare out here. Most of them are, you can see the two there that are right next to each other. But then you have this one that's almost 15 feet down from it. Some of the spacings do get pretty impressive, almost unbelievably so. I can only speculate that we may have missed a few, but as I mentioned, looking back over the section, you can see that they are pretty well highlighted by the gray discoloration. There's a couple that are relatively close together. Station 3 here. You can see this section does have a tied Portland cement concrete shoulder, hence the lane to shoulder drop off is non-existent, and the lane to shoulder separation is only about 0.3 of an inch by design. Trying to walk backwards here to give you a pretty good appreciation for where the transverse cracks are and what kind of spacing we have on them. walking into the section, you start to lose where they are. And see one there. Looking across, it works pretty good. There's Station 4. I definitely fear that we've lost some of these here. You can tell there's a crack there, and I don't see where it goes here. But it's pretty safe to say that there will, at some point in time, if there isn't already, there will someday be a crack coming across our test section in that same location. We did not see one, but, and there are several places like that where you want to believe that there is one, it's just not visible. This is Interstate 35 in Gainesville, Texas. We are just south of the state line, south of Gainesville, about 10 miles south of the state line, about half an hour north of Denton, Texas, looking down to the south towards Denton. This is a brand new unbonded concrete overlay, continuously reinforced concrete over an ancient jointed concrete pavement. We're in the southbound lanes. I'm looking to the north back towards Gainesville. And that concludes the video here for section 48, 38, 45. This is section 48, 35. We're on State Highway 19 in Van Zandt County, just north of Canton, Texas.